Warden's Will is a third-person co-op extraction shooter pitting the player against waves of enemies on a series of alien planets. Each level tasks the player with tracking down 3 transmitters hidden somewhere in the landscape. Once activated, these transmitters need to be loaded with data gained by defeating enemies. Activating and loading all 3 opens a rift somewhere high in the map, which leads off the planet. Scattered between the transmitters are upgrade terminals, enemy spawners, resource-restoring crystals, and a fistful of other traps and obstacles. There's some degree of character customization, beginning with the player's choice of Warden. Each Warden comes with a skill kit that includes 2 special attacks and a movement ability. Those movement abilities, which include power jumps, omnidirectional dashing, and a few versions of flight, all offer some means of vertical travel, which complements the verticality in the level design. Wardens do not come with their own weapons, but rather pick one from a selection of armaments. These range from TPS staples like submachine guns and railguns, to more exotic weapons that fire bouncing plasma orbs, electric pylons, or miniature black holes. All weapons work on a novel heat system in which the primary fire increases heat while the secondary fire consumes heat. This means that a player with good game sense and timing can maintain continuous firing by switching between the two. The developers of Warden's Will claim a lineage to bullet hell games, which is most evident in the difficulty curve. The beginning of each level is a surprisingly placid experience, with the area sparsely populated with weak, passive enemies. As the player spends more time in the level and activates more transmitters, the gloves come off, with the game spawning larger waves of higher-level enemies that aggressively seek out the player. Expect every level to end with all participants limping away from a flood of mobs constantly spawning all around. Defeating enemies provides the player with currency which can be used to purchase upgrades. These upgrades are randomly selected and are mainly offense-oriented, with a focus on tuning how the player's weapon handles, upgrading special attacks, or even adding additional projectiles under select circumstances. Since Warden's Will plays out in real time even when played offline, don't expect to have a lot of time to pick out your build. Usually you'll be making a decision while taking fire. Warden's Will supports 4-player co-op, and it is clearly meant to be played that way. It is possible to play the game single player, as I did for this review. However, the scope of the levels and the frequent attacks from all directions definitely lend themselves more to group play. Do yourself a favor and find a friend or two to watch your back if you opt to give this one a shot.